guys, Dev04066 here, and today we are back with another Clash Royale video. So for today's video, I would like to showcase this deck which I've been using on ladder for quite a while. Okay, so this is a Xbow deck, okay, and I know there's another variation out there, the Ice Golem and Tesla, but this is my own variation. Now, I did not copy this off anywhere. I just made this deck up myself, and I've been using this for quite a while with plenty of success on ladder. So you can see here, my cards aren't exactly really high level, and I'm only level 11. So, and I don't have any max cards in the deck yet. So, yeah, at this trophy range, given the current state of ladder, I would say it's doing pretty well. And let us showcase some replays just to see how good this deck is. Now, there was one really clutch replay which I showcased here. Okay, let's take a look at this. Now this was against a executioner executioner and quad spell deck. So really weird deck, as you guys can see here. He has Infernal Dragon and he has the Royal Giant as well, which I would consider to be a hard counter against my Xbow. And of course his Royal Giant is maxed because, you know, current state of ladder, and Infernal Dragon gets a lot of damage there along with that single goblin, unfortunately. And we are both equals in elixir right now, but he has executioner going down that lane, and my knight is going to be easily countered by his executioner and his arena tower. So here, what you want to do with the deck is, if you don't have a better play to make, use a defensive Xbow. Don't be afraid to use the Xbow defensively. I've used it a lot of times, and this deck actually cycles really quickly. 3.4 elixir cost, but don't be fooled. The elixir cost is actually much lower than that, because your only expensive cards are actually the Rocket and the Xbow itself. The Tesla Wizard, they are all the Tesla, the Ice Wizard, Bats, Skeletons, Knight. They are all really cheap cards. 3 elixir, 1 elixir, 2 elixir. So this deck actually cycles really quickly. You can see here, a lot of times I can actually cycle to another Xbow even before my defensive Xbow wears out, and that is where the deck really shines. You can see here, I've decided to ignore his Royal Giant on the right hand side all the way until the last minute, and then counter it with a Tesla and an Ice Wizard. Of course, the maxed out Royal Giant will still get a few shots, but nothing too much. Okay, so at this point I was heavily down in damage, and I really need to get some damage down soon. So he plants down a Royal Giant here, which is well played by him, and I plant down a Tesla. Unfortunately, that Royal Giant is just gonna tear through my Xbow, but at least it saves my other side from a Royal Giant attack. So he chose down a Goblin Gang here, which gives me really good lock value. And here, I know his Royal Giant is out of cycle. He only has Executioner, and his deck has a whole bunch of spells, which isn't enough to take down my tower yet. So at this point, I decided to go for an offensive Xbow, and now he's really stuck on what to do. Okay, so he chose down a Goblin Gang, hoping to get it. And at this point, I know I just had to fire my rocket there, and he fires his fireball a little bit too late because I fired my rocket earlier in that sideways position so that it would land faster, and that gave me the win against a super hard counter, which was the Executioner Royal Giant deck. Now let us look at some other battles here. Okay, let's see this one. Okay, so this is against the a Mega Knight Witch Hawk deck. So I would say the Mega Knight is sort of a hard counter to this deck. Okay, now this at this point you can see here, if they set up a building on the other side, doesn't matter what building it is, set down a defensive Xbow to take down the building. That will also deter them from making any future attacks for the time being. And if they set up troops in the back, you can just rocket them. Like for example, if they set up the Witch, you always want to have your Tesla in cycle for a Hawk Rider, and a level 12 Tesla is enough to counter a max Hawk Rider without you taking any damage at all, even for a level 11 tower. You can see here he plants down a Mega Knight, but that Mega Knight is just going to get destroyed. So with his tank out of cycle, I can drop my Xbow safely, and he drops a Witch, which isn't a very good counter here. So Witch gets destroyed and my Xbow gets a huge ton of damage. So at this point, he has no other play to make because he only has the Hawk Rider, and he basically gives up at this point. He just keeps wowing me, and that is the end of this battle. So yeah, and of course there are some battles which I lost here. This deck struggles a little bit with double win conditions, especially if they have both RG and Hawk, and if they are super high level, like you can see here. It also struggles a bit with minions. Only maxed out minions. If they are level 12, your Tesla can just one-shot them, so you don't have to worry about that. Giant double minion, not a problem as long as the minions are not maxed out. If the minions are maxed out, you can still win, but it's going to be very difficult. You need to use your rocket for the minion horde and hopefully get some good positive elixir traits in order to win. Now this deck does fantastic against Lava Loon. Okay, I'm not sure if I can find a Lava Loon replay here. And for some decks which are just too strong for you to overcome, you can just play for the draw as with all Xbow decks. Just set out a defensive Xbow and there's really nothing they can do. Sometimes what you really want to do is pressure the other side. If they are trying to rocket cycle your tower, if you're playing against another siege player, or if you're playing against a lockbait player, what you really need to do is set up as many Xbows as possible, force them to use the rocket on your Xbow rather than on your tower, so that you can either play for the draw, or if you're really lucky and manage to outcycle them, you can right after they use the rocket on your tower alone, trying to rocket cycle you, you can actually use your Xbow to attack them. You can see here this guy has maxed out minions and maxed out barbarians. Really hard counter to the Xbow. At this point, I forgot which side. That I needed to save the lock for the Goblin Barrel, and this guy is getting a huge positive elixir trait. I am basically just ignoring his elixir collectors and just attacking and defending at the same time. So at this point I'm using really great defensive sequence, I must say here, and didn't really take too much damage from that. Unfortunately, that princess there, I waited patiently for his Goblin Barrel to land so that I could actually kill the princess as well as the Goblin Barrel as well, because I knew if I threw a lone lock, he would just Goblin Barrel me and that would be the end of my tower. So here I pull the minions away, really well played, and he drops in a lone giant. Okay, luckily I have the lock to counter, and I actually take out the princess with the bats there. Barbarians and giants countered by the Xbow Knight, by that Tesla Knight combo, and he goes in again really hard here. So you can see here I'm really forced to go on the defensive, but that is fine with this deck. You really need to be very patient, and you can see here his tower was down to 510 HP, so all I had to do was rocket it, and I actually got the win against this max minion user, and with max minions, max barbarians and giant, which I would consider a hard counter. He even had the elixir collector, which I did not counter because my rocket was out of cycle there. So yeah, for lockbait, I would say it's an even matchup. It really depends on who is the better player here. So lockbait, most of the time I try to play to win, but if the guy is trying to rocket cycle me, usually I'll just try to play for a draw. And you can see here maxed out giant, no chance obviously. So that's the case with ladder. Sometimes there's really nothing you can do with over leveled cards. So this guy, okay, Elite Barbarians Hawk Rider. So this is another double win condition deck, and unfortunately I'm having a bit of Wi-Fi issues, so I'll get back to you right when this is fixed. Okay, so we have here against this Elite Barbarian Hawk Rider deck. Okay, and for Elite Barbarians with the Hawk Rider, you can use your Knight, Skeletons and the Ice Wizard to counter their Elite Barbarians and save your Tesla for their Hawk Rider. You really want to save your Tesla once you know they have a Hawk Rider. Sometimes they get you get unlucky and you don't have the Tesla in your starting hand. They have their Hawk Rider in their starting hand. So once you know they have Hawk Rider, you want to save your Tesla for the Hawk Rider. Because level 12 Tesla is basically all you need to counter any level Hawk Rider, even with level 11 towers. So you can see here, I actually did not save my Tesla for the Hawk Rider, which was a big mistake. What I did here was set out a defensive Xbow, so he can't play his Hawk Rider into my weaker tower. So now he doesn't have a choice, he has to play the Hawk Rider, but the Hawk Rider is just going to get wasted. He wastes the Zap again after I use my bats, which isn't going to do anything. At this point, I know he has Elite Barbarians in cycle, so really well played here by me. I wait until he drops everything, and then really nice big rocket there. Unfortunately, missed the E-Wiz, but was still a positive elixir trade because I got the Ice Golem Tesla didn't manage to catch the Hawk Rider because he dropped it all the way on the other side. And at this point, I'm slightly leading in damage, which is really good. So I know he's going to rush in with the elite barbs again, so I play it safe and drop a defensive Xbow. And as expected, he drops his elite barbs, but my Xbow counters it, and you can see I can cycle really quickly back to another Xbow while the defensive Xbow is still up. He misplaces his Inferno Tower, and with that placement is unable to catch the Xbow. Xbow is able to get a bit more damage off on the tower, chipping him bit by bit every time. Sets up 2 defensive Teslas to protect my Xbow. There's no way that Hawk Rider is getting through, and at this point I can just rocket cycle to win, and that is good game. So the last game I want to show off is against Lava Loon. This deck never loses to Lava Loon as long as you play it well. This isn't really lava with balloon, but you should save your Tesla for the balloon and the Lava Hound and whatever supporting troops they have. Basically, if they just lump out everything into a big push, just use your rocket and get a huge positive trade, and there's nothing they can do about it. For the Lava Hound decks with a Tombstone, what you want to do is set out a defensive Xbow to take out the Tombstone on the other side as soon as possible. What that does is it not only pulls the Lava Hound, but it also takes care of those pesky skeletons that are really difficult to deal with in a Lava Hound deck. So always set out a defensive Xbow the moment they use their Tombstone. And you can see here, huge positive trade, takes down the Lava Loon, takes down the Baby Dragon, takes down the Mega Minion, and at this point, I know I have a elixir lead, but that, I have an Ice Wizard on the field, so I'm going to set up an Xbow here. And he actually plays the Fireball, which is a mistake. He should have played down his Barbarians first. So the Barbarians are going to destroy this Xbow. Should not have protected the Xbow. That was basically wasted elixir there. Now I drop bats, but unfortunately he counters them, so he's going to get a bit of damage with those max level Barbarians. Nothing I can do about it. So at this point, he's in a bit of an elixir lead, but that is fine. We are going to get, because I know we can get a huge positive trade when he lumps up all of his air troops together for me to rocket. So what I do here is I play it slow, dropping the Knight in the back because I can just cycle the Knight since it does not counter air. Then I drop an Ice Wizard, and then I bank up the Tesla to save up for his push. Now this deck really focuses on counter pushing. So what you want to do is set up a good defense, and then whatever supporting troops you have left over, you can use it to counter push with the Xbow. Now, don't be afraid to use your rocket defensively. There were many times where I made mistakes with this deck, which is when I did not manage to, use my rocket defensively. Don't be afraid to use your rocket defensively. It really helps you get out of a lot of tough situations, and also helps you get a huge positive elixir trade on your opponent, which you can use to quickly out-cycle them with this fast Xbow cycle deck. At this point, he's going in for another Lava Hound push, so I set up a defensive Tesla to take out the Lava Hound. And I know he's just going to do the same thing, so I'm just going to save up my rocket and then wait for everything to come together. Did not catch that last minion and did not catch the Lava Hound, but that is fine. So at this point, I cycle back to another Ice Wizard, and he drops another lone Lava Hound. That is a big mistake. So bats, Ice Wizard, and that Tesla is still standing. So at this point, I can just drop another Tesla there, and then I know he's out of elixir now and out of troops. So what I'm going to do is drop my Knight in the back, drop all of my support troops, and then just drop my Xbow because I know he's already running out of steam. At this point, he drops the Lava Hound, which is a big mistake. Should have dropped the Barbarians to tank, he did not. So the Lava Hound basically just, the Xbow basically just takes out the whole tower, almost the whole tower. So I lock back the Barbarians to give my Xbow a bit more damage. And at this point, I know I can just cycle Rocket, but not needed. Takes down the tower, and that is how you deal against Lava Hound decks. Whether it's Lava Miner, Lava Loon, just use your cards wisely. Use your Knight against the Miner. Use your defensive Xbows, your defensive Rockets, your Tesla, and this deck just wrecks Lava Loon and can hold up pretty well against Royal Giant decks, and of course maxed out Giant decks as well, as long as you play it safe. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this Clash Royale video. Now this deck does not perform so well in tournament standards. It can still do pretty well in tournament standard, but is more suited as a deck for ladder. So if you have learned something and would like to see more of such future content, be sure to subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications. And till the next time, this has been Dev04066. Peace out.